Namo Namaha, Namo Namaha, Shrestha Shravakji. Today we are here to talk on the second sutra of the Tattvārthasūtra, as we had started, and as you are learning it by heart these days, with lots of courage and faith, as a matter of fact. And the subject today is itself the faith. So I salute all the gurus that has enlightened the path, and I talk only on their behalf. And yes, I bow down on the floor with the head on the Mother Earth to pay respect to all the great yogis and the great saints who has given us the life, who has given us the second birth by giving us the knowledge of Ahiṃsā. So today the shloka is Tattvārthasūtra Samyak Darshanam. Tattvārthasūtra Samyak Darshanam. That means, as we have seen last time, the three ratna. In the three ratna, now we want to define what is Samyak Darshan. What is the cognitive clarity? We had said it is cognitive clarity, Samyak Darshan. So it's interesting because Samyak Darshan is cognitive clarity, and when we say enlightenment, this is the most important quality of that the most important quality of Samyak Darshan. It is giving the light in our eyes. It's putting light on the we can say on the objects of the world, and it is guiding us. So this is one of the reasons it is called enlightenment, and it is also called, as we said, cognitive clarity. And here Umāsvāti, our great Acārya Umāsvāti, is saying us that it means the faith, the Shraddha in the Tattva Artha, in the value, to give Shraddha in the values of the Tattva, or to give value to the Tattvas. That means that here we have two extremely important concepts of Samyak Darshana. Samyak Darshana is a Shraddha. That means it's an energy. It's an energy of faith. And it's also the Tattva Artha Shraddha. That means it is a we can say a knowledge, intuitive knowledge, that the world is composed of fundamental elements, and that I will have faith in this. That means I will have faith in, on one side, of course, the two main elements, what is Jiva and what is Ajiva. So I will have faith in what is, we can say, violence and non-violence, but we will have faith also and understanding in all the mechanisms of karma. That means I will really feel it when I do a Shubha karma, a Ashubha karma. I will really feel when the environment where I'm standing is pure or impure. Because I will really be able to see all the movements of the karma on my soul and all my relation of my soul with the karma. And therefore, all the relation of my soul, the other souls, and the karma that I can have on them, either the positive effect of my good punya affecting positively the jivs, or either the negative effect of the opposite. Because as we have seen, or as we are seeing, is that viruses are contagious, and also we can say sorrow or pain is contagious. Asata Vedanya karma is contagious. But Sata Vedanya karma also is contagious. And faith also is contagious. And happiness also is contagious. And the life of our own jiva, especially this, if we want to speak on a very fundamental level, the life of our jivatva, and our bhavyatva, we can also, by derivation, say, will be contagious. The bhava of the jiva is contagious. That is why when we see somebody, we say, Satamehe, are you happy? How are you? Because will you contaminate me with happiness or will you contaminate me with unhappiness? So, anyhow, so we are able to perceive all these phenomena. We are able to see them when we have the Samyak Darshan, and therefore we will want to stop them. We will have this great capacity to see them. But what is interesting here also is to see on the angle of modern science. So we said that cognitive clarity means Samyak Darshana. And what is a cognitive clarity? It is a understanding. It is to have the capacity to have a good logic. The most important example of a cognitive unclarity, it is the cognitive unclarity of the person who is addicted to any substance, any behavior, anything. Any atichar, any ashubha karma is an addiction. Right? Do you understand this? Because an atichar is a thing that we do. We think it is okay to do. But we don't understand why it's not okay to do. A person who smokes cigarette does not understand why he should stop to smoke. So, and a person who does not see the thing does not want to do them. Does not want to believe them. It is a very famous, I will tell you a Bible story for this. You know, the Saint Thomas, he said to Jesus, I want to touch your wound, otherwise I don't believe you. And that is why in English you say that what we don't see, we don't believe. We only believe what we see. And we only do what we believe. Otherwise, if we lie to somebody, we say, oh yes, I have done. But if we don't believe, we will not do. We will not do. We will only believe when we will only do when we believe. But the problem here is that we only do what we believe. But the problem is that we also only believe what we do. Because why the person does not believe that he can stop his addiction? He does not believe that he can stop his addiction because he's not able to have the experience that stopping his addiction is good. He's not able to see this. And until he has experimented that stopping his addiction is good, then he has very much difficulty to believe in it. And to have the Shraddha, it requires a lot of inspiration from another person. Only a person who gives you inspiration with a huge amount of power, he will give you the faith, enough belief that you can change your behavior. And this is the subject, this concept is the subject of Moharnya Karma. That means Moharnya Karma will automatically, what affects the behavior automatically affects the darshana. What affects the charitra directly affects the darshana, and what affects the darshana, of course, will affect the charitra, because you want to do what you see. You want to step your leg where your darshana is able to see. That is why in Sankhya we say Jnanendriya is Kshakshu or Kshakshu, the eye, and Karmendriya is the feet. You will look, you will go, you will have darshan, you will have charitra. And once you have reached the stage of charitra, what happens when you have walked forward one small step? What will happen is that you will have another darshan, because you have gone forward. So you will not see again what you were seeing from the last step, from backward. You will see from another darshan. And from your new darshan, if you have Shraddha, you will take the risk to go upward. So what is the difference of a person who walks the path of life with a darshan and without a darshan? Is that the person who walks the path of life with the Shraddha, with the faith in Ahimsa, will go upward, because he will see little bit more upward, and he will put his leg. He will be very shy, because he'll have to do one tyag of this. He'll have to do a tyag of little bit Ashubha karma. And with this little tyag of Ashubha karma in his charitra, his darshan will conduct his leg on the next step. Do you understand? From darshan to charitra and from charitra to darshan. So why the people are not getting enlightened? Why they would go deeper and deeper in samsara? Because they have the mithya darshana that going upward is not required. Purity is not required, and pleasure without all the Ashubha and all the Atichar is not possible. They think, I cannot live with this, without this. I cannot leave the object, and I cannot live my life without the object. But if we do the small tyag, then slowly we will be able to reach it, because it is a simple thing. The Samyak Charitra will modify the brain. If I look at the sun, my eyes will become blind. But if gradually, or if I listen too loud the music, gradually my ears will become deaf. So gradually, if I put less light in my eyes, if I put less sound in my ear, gradually my indriya and my mind will get free. I'll get more happy with less noise in my ear. I'll get more perception of the sound with less eyes. So all the addictions are same. And now one of our favorite addiction that we want to work on it is the food. We have to believe that we have to have our Shraddha in Nirvigai diet. Why? Because in the Śāsana, the Ahimsa Vijñāna Śāsana, is telling us that the food which is purely Nirvigai, without any of the 6 Vigais, and the 4 of the 3, the 6 Lagu Vigai and the 4 of the 3 Mahavigai, depending on the author. When these substances are out of our diet, then our mind becomes clear. Because nirvigai means a food which is not affecting our brain. Same like a music which is too loud, which is destroying our ears. The vigai food is destroying our brain. And when we have nirvigai ekashana, which is the target of the Mahayogi, when we have the nirvigai ekashana, at that time, our brain will be in perfect function. Even the great yogis, they were even further. They were doing anashna. They were not only doing rasa sankhya and all this, they were also doing anashna, or they were doing so many ufas. But anyhow, at least let us have a target that maybe I want gradually to go to nirvigai and I want gradually to go to ekashna. Of course, it will take immense amount of time, but it's okay. It's okay. Because I know that I cannot do one step because I have to see where I put my leg. So I have to have Shraddha in the next step, in a small step, and no need of jumping, otherwise I will lose my balance and I will fall back in the Gunasthana. Because we know that when we want to run upward to the Gunasthana, we will fall back and go back to the famous second Gunasthana. So here, what is the problem of the human beings is that they don't have faith in this nirvigai, and they don't have faith that their brain has the capacity to change. Either they don't have faith in the science, either they don't have faith in themselves also. Because Shraddha, we should have faith in the Shasana, so we should have Samyak Jnana and Samyak proofs, Samyak Pramana, Samyak Nyaya, that we can understand all the logics from traditional point of view and from modern point of view. We want to get all the Samyak Jnana so that maybe we will feel more confident to go. But we have to also have the Samyak Darshan and the Samyak Shraddha and the huge Shraddha in ourselves, that we should not forget that we are a jiva. And if we are a jiva, there is no doubt inside of us there is the potential of moksha, or there is the potential of growing and growing and growing to have life. Because life naturally grows if we give it the natural condition. So this was a little introduction to Samyak Darshan through the notion of faith and beliefs. Do you have any questions? Thank you so much to you. Thank you so much to you. Thank you so much to our Gurujis. We are immensely devoted to them. And if I did today a mistake and I did not respect exactly the meaning of this holy text and of these holy saints, I really say Michami Dukuram. And of course I will not have been perfect today, so I really say Michami Dukuram, Kamat Kamana. Thank you to everyone. Pranam.